Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Slipping Kind of Podcast. We're here at the Kenichi Bad Studios. It's Friday. Happy Friday to y'all. I'm your host, BINK, your host, GOLDENBOY.
I was getting my heat pad right first.
Go ahead. Get situated then. Go ahead. Shout out to Rihanna Rios right here.
Yeah, man. Real quick.
My shirt don't fit no more, so I got to get another one.
Man, I noticed I wore almost every fighter stuff. I wore Festus stuff, or a few fighter stuff on here. I was like, dang, I ain't wore the real double line yet.
Yeah, you tweaking.
I messed up. Do not hit me with what you hit that girl with from Hungary. Please do not.
Mm-hmm.
Lo siento mucho.
Let me get this out of the way. We got number 30 in the chat. Have a great show, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Tavin Fuller, Trey Pound. Yeah, we got Trey Pound. We got a special
Trey
guest.
Pound coming in. Hillcrest Bloodline. We coming
Trey
in
Pound
heavy
coming
today.
in. He done had a great career already. Explosive career already. So can't wait to have him in here and talk to him. But let's go ahead and talk about last weekend. Let's talk about. I'm gonna kick it to you. Let's go ahead and talk about. We got news. Virgil Ortiz and Imantas Stanionis. The fight is postponed. There's no new fight date scheduled yet. He came down with a rhabdomyolysis again. There's a lot of rumors around the causes of his rhabdomyolysis again. And I've researched it myself, but I'm not a medical professional. This guy sitting to the right of me has studied medicine and knows medicine, so he's gonna break this down for y'all. So go ahead and do your thing, bro.
First, before I do it, I want to say this is gonna be a little difficult for me to say if I can get through. Make sure I look in the camera. Say, long live quick. All right, let's do this. So when you break down the word rhabdo means multi. Like, means could be multiple critical conditions that can happen. So what's basically happening is it's a muscle breakdown. But the problem with it is when the muscle's starting to break down with Virgil, it's going into it's releasing a protein like myoglobin. That's the protein, and it's going into his bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the problem. And when you do that, what filters out everything?
Kidneys.
Exactly. So when it's filtering out the kidneys, you can wind up damaging the kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I'm breaking all this down. I got my little cousin a little bit right here. Like, I just sat there and told her some stuff about medical. And that she's sitting there looking at me all proud, but still giving me the finger. F you too, okay? But it's when you do it though, it could be very life-threatening.
Mm-hmm.
Be very threatening because if it's not under control with the quickness, his career would be over. Forget his career, his life could be in a lot of jeopardy with that. So it's a very dicey game you're playing when you're dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
So and then it comes to, and it's rare too, but it's a big deal on how they're gonna do this now, because now you gotta really take it really slow with this, because
you gotta be careful.
Very careful.
It's the second time, so
because you're not even thinking about his fight career at this point. You gotta think about his life in general at this point.
Exactly. That's what's most important here in this situation now. I don't know if you guys knew, I got a brand new website up.
Yes, indeed.
BINK Official. It's a fight blog. I post about fight news and fight updates. So go check that out.
Yeah.
I actually just typed up an article about Virgil Ortiz Jr. and this condition that he has undergone again. And in my opinion, I think it's best that we don't speculate, because we don't have any concrete proof of what is causing this to happen to him again. So I think it's best to worry about, like you just said, his health first and his life first, because this could take his life possibly. So instead of speculating and saying, oh, well, it could be this, it could be that, or he doing this, he doing that, let's focus on his health, the health of the fighter. Because actually, all of this is secondary compared to somebody's life. None of this matters. It's not worth somebody losing their life. You know what I'm saying? So I refuse to sit here and speculate on causes that I know nothing about. I don't have any concrete proof. It ain't came out that it's factual evidence that he's been doing anything.
Yeah,
so
let's not do that. It will come out in time.
It will come out. It will come out. So let's not do that. But man, that's a huge fight. That's a banger right there.
Yeah, with him fight Stanionis. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually had him beating Stanionis, but I had Stanionis giving him some go.
The blues, right.
Giving him some go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I see that fight being right in the middle of the ring, toe to toe, and just trading punches.
But that also goes to what I said, but I don't like about Virgil Ortiz. Like, that can damn it. Like, he's the type of fighter, if you don't start turning him into like Cotto in a sense, where how Cotto was seek and destroy early on, then as it got to, like middle to late in his career, he was still seek and destroy, but his boxing, his C pattern, his boxing ability got even better.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see that with Virgil, and he needs to get there with the quickness, because it's only gonna get more difficult.
Right. I think he has enough to get Stanionis though.
Oh yeah.
He has enough to get Stanionis, but when you talking about Boots, Crawford, Spence, the guys that they're mentioning him fighting next, like being that caliber, he's gonna have to add a little bit more to his game, a little bit more, because you ain't gonna stand there and throw hooks and bricks at Boots. That's not a good idea. Or Crawford or Spence, definitely even more so Crawford. But go ahead, what you want to say? Go ahead. Got to, bro. It's 147. That's the division. That's the division. Oh. And honestly, man, they all too damn big to be at 47. Virgil's a big dude.
Yeah.
Pause, but yeah. Hey, but for real. For real though.
We only been on the show.
For real.
10 minutes.
Go ahead, bro. 10 hey, talking to the mic.
No. Oh my God, I dislike you so much.
Hey, but hold on though. Let's talk about the fight last weekend. We ain't talking about that. Here we go.
Come on with it.
Go ahead, man.
It's sad when people are so deprived. What else somebody know? Like, it's so that people are so deprived of big fights that they look at what happened on Saturday, they call that a big fight. Oh, that was a great pay-per-view. No, the undercards were dope.
It was a good matchup. We needed Plant versus Benavidez. We needed it.
That fight pissed me off just watching it.
Why?
Who you want me to start with first?
Go ahead.
Because I don't even know which fighter to start with.
Let's start with Caleb Plant.
Caleb pissed me off, to the utmost degree. Because he had the faster feet. You had the bigger ring. He negotiated the hair.
The ring was smaller.
No. It was 22. 22 by, I think it was 22 by 20 or something like that.
I thought he wanted the 24. I thought he wanted the 24.
Either way, 22 is big.
Yeah.
And then you got the faster feet, you got the faster hands. You can see this stuff coming. And you dipping and holding. You dipping and searing, but you gonna grab when he had the under and over there all night long. Then what? No, y'all not understanding. It's so, oh my God. Then David Benavidez is jabbing to the body, and he throws himself over. He reaches every time, and the distance that Caleb, he can see. It's not even like, oh, too close. Caleb knows how to manage distance. He's an outside in guy, not inside out. So every time David did it, he would go and he lose his balance a little bit and be over. The right uppercut was there all night. Under, over was there all night long, and he wouldn't throw it to save his damn life.
Okay.
He working the jab, but I'm like, okay, you throwing the same combination, and then he sat on the hook too long. The same hook he caught the rail with, he would sit on it, but by that time, David already saw it. Once he would go and sit and lock it, David had already pulled. And the type of guy that David is, everything is here all the time. He don't fight like Darrell like this. Everything is here a lot of times. Everything is earmuffed. So he caught it every time. Every single time, David. Every time he saw Caleb throw, he blocked it. I mean, I don't even think Caleb landed that hook at all.
Not convincingly. Not
at all. Like, it was caught. It was caught. I want to say caught every time.
Nothing that changed the fight.
You making this guy chase you. You see him coming in. You making him miss. Why were you not exploiting it? He was not exploiting it the way he should have.
Right. Now,
don't get me wrong. He fought his ass off. He fought his heart out. He gave it everything he had. But why are you grabbing this guy? Why are you grabbing this guy and there was no reason to grab him?
See, now, this is my opinion. I agree with everything you just said. That should have been the adjustment that they made. Okay, tying him up isn't working. Let's make the adjustment. Let's run him into something, catch him. I think the game plan was to smother David.
Okay.
Take away his power.
Okay.
Jab, throw a brick, and then tie him, and not let him counter. Not let him hit you with a power shot coming in. So tie him up to take that away. But then that wasn't working. Okay. So then what's the adjustment? I like what you just said.
Okay, here's the adjustment. He's locking him up, right? What did David do the first 6 rounds whenever Caleb would grab him? No, he did not. He did not start punching him and start throwing him around till late in the fight. He didn't start throwing Caleb and punching back on Caleb in clinches until late. At the early rounds, he would let Caleb hold him. Not because he was cool with it, but because he knew conserve my energy for now, because if I plant too much, remember I had just said it the week before, like the day before the fight, I had said when you are in clinches and you're body to body with somebody, if you can walk him, if he's super duper light, you can walk him all day. But if he got some strength with him and he got size with him, if you try to walk him, it exerts. If you try to stand there and be stiff, it exerts. If you let him walk you back, it kind of exerts. Yeah, so David was smart to stay paid. Shout out to the great Sean Porter and the Sean Porter podcast. All them guys, the Porterway podcast. Them guys, the great Sean Porter even said it. And you know what type of fighter Sean Porter was. He would rough you up if you let him. So he was sitting there letting Caleb do, because he's like, okay, I'm going to wait till later, because I ain't going to exert this energy now. I'm going to wait till after 6. Then I'm going to start throwing your little ass around. If I'm Caleb, if he's letting me slide, if this is David Benavidez's shoulder, and I dip and I pull in and I'm here, and he's letting me do it, okay, he's gonna let me do it. Once I walk and take a step, I'm pivoting here. Why not? Yeah. You throwing hooks all night long. Yeah. You throw double hooks. You throw triple hooks. You're known for that. You're fast enough to do it. Where was it?
Because I think that wasn't the game plan was to set up the right hand. I don't know if you listen to the corner. He said, "Look, the right. We're gonna get the right hand. We're gonna get to the right hand." And he kept giving him instructions on how to get to the right hand in the corner. He couldn't. He never really landed the right hand.
I need my stress ball.
Never landed the right hand.
Get my stress ball at the middle console.
I would have said,
I'm dead ass.
This is what I would have said, man. For Caleb Plant, I didn't like the clinching. I don't agree with the referee. Who was it? Kenny. What's his name?
Bayless.
Kenny Bayless. Man. Come on, bro.
Watch your feet.
Like, I can understand. I can understand the game plan. I understand the game plan. But at a certain time, you gotta adjust. Where was the adjustment, man, with Caleb Plant? The right hand didn't work. So what did he do? He went back and reverted to trying to land a left hook that got him that highlight knockout over the rail. But like you just said, Benavidez don't box. He don't fight. He's not the rail. So that wasn't even there all night. So there should have been another adjustment. But I mean, Caleb Plant fought his ass off. I liked the fight. I think it was an entertaining fight. It was a good fight. It was a good matchup between two top guys. You can say that. This is my opinion. This is your opinion. This is my opinion. You had number 2. You had number 2 and number 3, and you had number 2 in the division, number 3 in the division, Caleb Plant and David Benavidez. Okay, but it was a good fight for boxing. Don't sit there and try to take nothing from them guys. Don't take nothing from David Benavidez and Caleb Plant and say it was a whack matchup. Don't say it was a whack matchup. You didn't even let me get to David yet. But go ahead. Yeah, that's not a whack matchup between David Benavidez. No, it's not a whack matchup. So what you trying to say?
They didn't show up the way that everybody. Come on now, nobody in here expected them to show up the way they fought that night.
You can never anticipate that. You can never say.
Oh my God.
We can sit here and speculate and anticipate how they gonna show up. But you know it's boxing. Shit happens. It happens in football too. You can say, I expect the Patriots to go out there and put up 70 points on the Browns. And then the Browns show up and the Patriots don't execute their game plan. And that's damn score be 21-18 or 21-17. It's sports. It's sports, bruh. You can't say that. So I'm not gonna sit up here and take nothing from Caleb Plant.
I'm not taking nothing from him.
I'm not from the performance. I ain't taking shit from the performance.
Okay, I got him.
Go ahead.
Did Caleb fight better against Canelo or David?
He executed better against. He executed better against Canelo. He fought more. He fought with more heart against David. He fought more heart against David. I give you that. He fought with more heart. He fought more heart. He refused to hit the canvas.
Of course. Yeah.
Refused. I'm not gonna take shit. I'm not taking shit from either one of them.
You're missing what I'm saying.
So what you trying to say?
I'm glad the matchup happened. I'm glad they walked away with $4 or $5 million up front. What I'm saying is, for as much shit that they remember when Floyd fought De La Hoya and what Layla said at the end, she said, I expected more out of Floyd. How you done broke down all these other opponents? You get in there with an old Oscar, you talk about this man's wife, him, his dog, and you get in there and run all night. So, and that's not saying Caleb ran all night. I'm saying in a sense, I expected, but as much shit that was going on with them too, it was more theatrical than anything. That fight was more theatrical. That whole, from round 1 to round 2, it was more theatrical than anything. Then let's get to David. I still ain't broke down David. So with David.
Hold on, so let me touch on that. So you saying because David didn't knock him out, or because the fight didn't mimic what the trash talk was leading up to, it was a disappointment, or it wasn't what you expected? Because the trash talk, you expect them to go at it more?
In my opinion, a little bit, yeah. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit.
Agree.
Yeah.
I expect a little bit more of a firefight.
Don't fight stupid.
I
but I'm
expected
saying
more of a firefight.
You supposed to be trying to make that man. This dude ain't on my level. And if you're a Dave, you supposed to be saying, man, I'm throwing.
But that's what I expected out of Caleb was to box him, make him look. Caleb playing specialty is boxing, right? So I'll box Dave, make him look stupid. If I'm David, I'm going to get him.
He didn't do it consistently. He was making him look stupid and would not capitalize on it. You the faster guy, got the fast hands, faster feet. You're putting him in spaces. You're doing all of this to the crowd when you're making him miss by at least 5 inches. And you sit there and you don't pick it up. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. You got this guy lunging and then you got this guy reaching to the body, to the stats of the body. Got him reaching. You mean to tell me you can't... Man, I could not understand. And if you go to David, shout out a little bit, yo. God, dog. Like, man, Sabrina, you come on over here, man. I need a comfort and a hug. Your T.O. need a comfort and a hug, man. Give me my stress ball, please. Thank you, bitch. Oh, wait.
This dude is so dramatic, man.
All right, cool.
Y'all, hey, just so y'all, this dude is so dramatic. Y'all don't know, he competed with Michael B. Jordan for the Wyatt role.
Oh, my God.
So all this thing, talking about theatrics. Look at this man. Theatrical as hell. Go get my stress ball. Go get my stress ball. I'm stressed out.
It got real close to being in a cut. But, so, this is my thing with David. From round 1, that was, I didn't, at first I was nervous when he went backwards because I was always taught.
Give him some tissue.
Yeah, give me some, man. I need it, man. Because that, to me, the undercards was better. And than that. I really believe that. Like, even with David, like, the way that David fought, you got this guy going backwards. You already got his anxiety going up. You got him. I think, honestly, Caleb, when he fought Canelo, I think he got tired more so from anxiety and trying to keep Canelo like catch and shooting. Mm-hmm. With Dave, I feel like he got more exhausted quickly just from the anxiety of this guy coming forward. And you got somebody like David who's been in there with way bigger punchers, in there with Reckless, in there with Angulo, in there with Chiron, all these killers, and I got this guy going backwards, his back touch, got these guys back touching the ropes all night. And you get in there with Caleb, who you say is feather-fisted. Now, everybody at that high level, I don't give a damn who you are. I said it last week. Everybody at that level can punch. I don't care who the hell you are. Because if that was the case, Paulie Malignaggi would have been got walked down in his career sooner. And leave my nephew alone. He's fine. Like, so you got this guy going, and I didn't see him hitting Caleb in it. Like, he was throwing him, like late in the fight, throwing him. But in that time where he didn't throw him, that first 6 rounds, before he started throwing them late, that little shots to the thigh, little shots to the hip, little shots at, I'm gonna throw my little shoulder here and there. Like, it's just little stuff, just to build up to when I'm gonna start flinging your hind parts around. And then you sitting there, I'm like, okay, this guy been walking all these guys down. I don't know what Caleb hit him with. I don't know what Caleb was making him double think, double move, and get out, whatever, to make him double think and not want to do something. But for some odd-ass reason, he was not at all the David that's been destroying these dudes. As much as I was like, man, Canelo could be in a lot of trouble with David. It showed me your first paper. I told everybody, you heard me tell you on and off camera, pay-per-view is different. It's a whole different animal. When you on that,
so then is that?
Oh, Canelo! I got Canelo smoking him now. If he fight anything like he did on Saturday, Canelo smoking him.
That's true. So, but I want to ask you. So then, is that a testament to Caleb Plant's toughness and persevering?
Oh yeah, that boy dog.
Or is that David Benavidez not putting his foot on the gas pedal enough?
Both.
I'm gonna say both. Okay, I can say a little bit of both, but I'm definitely gonna give credit because there was like 3 or 4 times between like round 9 through 12 where he could have hit the canvas.
Shout out to the fly, man.
To who?
Jeffrey Yu in the jump,
Jeff
man.
Yu, that's right.
Bad boy.
My man Jeff, the fly. Make sure y'all check him out on Instagram.
Boy,
He's a bad boy.
Oh my God.
He really is a bad boy. But what was I saying?
You was saying like
I don't forget.
The way David punched him on all the years, like man, the way that David.
What was I saying?
Was it a testament to Caleb having heart? Or David?
Yeah, because there was times, but I think it was between like round 9 and 12 where he hit Caleb with some shit that Caleb could have hit the canvas.
I give it here.
Caleb couldn't hit the canvas. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, that's when Caleb was tying up at the right time. He tied up so he didn't hit the canvas. He was holding on for dear life, getting ragdoll so he didn't hit the canvas. You know what I'm saying? But I agree. David could have definitely poured the pressure on more. I don't think Caleb hit him with nothing crazy that made him second guess. I don't remember him hitting.
No, I don't think he hit no crazy, but I think he gave Caleb more respect, with his feet and everything. He gave him big respect. But the biggest thing to me, I think maybe the jab was giving him something to think about before coming in. Because, Caleb would shoot his jabs here and then shoot his jabs up as well.
It was beautiful. His jab was on point.
Why didn't he work it enough?
I think he got tired.
I know, but one of the things about Caleb's style that's so beautiful about if you get tired is he has that type of style where you could steal a round by still taking the round off. Mm-hmm. What we call milking the clock. Right. Where you saying that stick, give him a flash. I talked about all the time when I was talking to young fighters. I'm like, man, give him pop, flash. Like give him 3 fat. It ain't gotta be hard. Pop, walk. Back this way.
That's why he did that. That's when David started going touch him to the body. That's when David started touching the body and then really slowed him down and closed that distance and put him in a bad spot. Like between, like you said, around 7, 8, 9, 7 through 12. That's when that pressure really came on. I feel like he tried the step back because he came on the first round and walked. David was taking steps back in the first round.
Yeah, at first that made me nervous too because my father had always told me that when you make a guy like that go back, when you heard me talk about it on the show, when you make a guy like that go backwards, that is a telltale sign. But Dad was like, no, it's not a big deal. He just want to see what Caleb got coming first. Mm-hmm. And then, he ain't been hit with none yet, so it's no big deal. But here was the thing. Why in the hell Caleb showed his hand in the first 3 rounds? He showed his whole game plan the first 3 rounds. Mm-hmm. The first 3. The first 3 rounds. Anybody in here?
Execution, man. Execution.
The first 3 rounds. He showed his whole game plan. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what are you doing? Get this boy some feints early on. You ain't got to be giving him that much move. You ain't got to move that much. Because at certain points, the first rounds 1 through 4, he didn't have to do the C pattern as much as he was doing. Go to the O pattern as much as he was doing. He could have just gave him in and outs here and there just to see. Because you already had David. His punch output was nowhere near what he was normally giving. Mm-hmm. To me, that's bull. And now let's go ahead and all right, let's go and get past it. Now if he fights anyway, like he fought on Saturday, he could can it. He can can it against Canelo. Hell yeah. He could can it. Canelo's gonna be all up under that. All up under it and start because the thing is, Canelo's not gonna be scared to shift over and shoot that body shot. Cause you know why? He gonna be thinking, I already fought Triple G. I already took that shot. Mm-hmm. I took that shot.
That is true.
I took that shot.
That is true. I always said, I've been saying, you probably heard me say it, I think David is built for Canelo. I think he's the perfect body type, the perfect style of fighter for Canelo to exploit.
Like, I don't understand that. This is why, like, if he fights Canelo will give him so many different looks. Like, one thing that I noticed that, what was wrong? Oh, tell her come on in. Like, the thing that got me was Canelo's gonna give him different looks. Oh, Hillcrest Bloodline in the building.
We got a guest in the building. Guest is in the building, man.
Give my cousin some love, baby. You boy, look great.
Who the hell it was coming in?
Get you, man.
BINK. What's good, brother?
Hillcrest Bloodline. Yes, indeed. Now we can really break it down with a prospect. I gotta introduce him, bro.
Go ahead.
This a big deal for me, y'all. Cause y'all know what gym I come from, what gym I grew up in. Y'all heard me talk. Remember when he first came on here, he was coming up to his last amateur fight. I think he was like 2 more amateur fights before that. And now look at this guy. Look at this guy, man. This is my family right here. This is Hillcrest Bloodline all day. Trey Pound. 10K Trey.
What's going on?
From the Fighting Fuller family.
Damn,
look at you, boy.
Damn, man. This is special, man. I like this here, man. I missed the first one, so we in here today.
Yeah,
we in here today, man. How you feeling, man?
I feel good. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Can't complain at all.
How was the last fight?
Oh,
short.
Yeah, that fight was good though. It was a lot of animosity before, but it was strictly business. Go in there and get the job done.
Yeah.
But it felt good to be back in there.
Mm.
Co-main event, my second pro fight. I felt good.
And you handled it well.
And I was on there with some good people on the card. Brandon, on there with Shaquille making his pro debut.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Felt good being on there with people that was the amateurs, and then I'm in the gym with Brandon every day. So he basically took me under the wing when I first came.
Yeah.
So it felt real good being on the card with them.
Shout out Big Bully, the Bulldog, the legend, Brandon Quarles, man.
So did you stop the dude? You stopped him, right?
Yeah.
Body shot.
I missed the fight, man. But leading up to that fight, what was all the animosity about?
Still trying to sell Wolf tickets.
Yeah, basically he was trying to sell a fight. I guess he didn't know who I was. So
yeah,
his coaches was talking a lot of trash and stuff. So it was animosity with them. With me, it's strictly business. I know what I'm coming to do. So when I got in there, when we was at the face-off, it got a little intense, but I know that's just because he got a team with him. So I'm like, all right, they can't fight for you. So it was time to show it now.
For sure.
But you know what? Let's rewind this jump back, bro. Let's go back to the first profile. Let's go back to before the first
Maryland
profile.
Live.
So what is changed from? Because I remember I saw you. You was sitting. We was talking about you sitting down on jabs more, sitting down on certain shots more, the body shots, your foot, all that stuff leading up to. I want to say about a month after that you had turned. After you was on here, about a good month or so, and I was in the gym with you. I want to say 2 weeks ago, and I could see the corner, the turn, or like you could see him starting to look like a pro now, like picking his shots, sitting down on stuff, knowing his distance and everything. And then he gonna do this. He gonna do this to me, Ben. He gonna do this. Send me a video while I'm helping a patient at work and everything. He gonna say it's him and hard work on the mitts. Cooking, them two cooking on the mitts.
Right.
Dad making them play shots and flurry out. Oh, but on the rock and roll and the shoot shot, with me, I gotta take that whole half step back, because that whole hop out, because my long arms, I gotta know the distance. With you, how you fight, only thing you may want to have to do is just keep that front foot playing, just take a little, move your back foot like a half an inch, then back in. Because if you hop out, you might take away that one shot that you be having with rip and the up.
Right.
So next thing you know, boom, boom, boom. And when you go under, just take that. Don't even hop back. Just take that. Keep your front foot playing. Just boom, bing, 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 bing. Then right back to it. Yeah, because that fool, he might counter. If he counters, now you done took that. You still got your front foot right there in the pocket. And all you do is take that back foot, boom, and you right back here instead of having to and hop back in. Next, you know, he tried to take off, or he already got the time to cover up. That split second gone. So everything was on point. I'm hitting it like I'm hearing them on the mitts. When we in the gym 2 weeks ago, boy, all I hear is boom, boom. I'm like,
no, definitely vicious.
Where that come from?
Definitely vicious. Vicious punching.
Keep that shit over there.
What's changed for you since you were amateur and now you got 2 pro fights on your belt, right?
Yeah.
What's changed, and is it what you expected, what you anticipated turning pro?
It was the same thing. Like when I turned pro, I'm like, all right, I gotta be on my defense. Anybody can punch hard with 8-ounce gloves.
Yes, Lord.
You definitely gotta be on your defense. So it was more so the time slowed down a whole lot. Like it seemed like I had way more time in the amateurs. Like everything steady pace. You gotta get off. But it was like now I can not really relax, but sit back, really calculate everything that I'm doing. So I was in there. After that, it was like everything we was learning in camp was coming back to remembrance. I'm like, all right, do this. So it was like probably while he thinking what he about to do, I'm already thinking the next step. I gotta do that. So it really felt good. So it really showed like the skills that I had, especially fighting a fighter like that. My pro debut.
Yeah, he was coming to win.
So that was both of you guys' pro debuts, right?
Yeah,
that was a hell of a matchup, man.
Most definitely was.
Yeah. So let's flash back to that.
Yeah, that's the one I want to talk about.
And take us through the emotional ride and the physical ride, getting ready for that fight, and then making your ring entrance for the first time as a professional.
Man, Cat was great, man. In there with Frank and Two Shop, Cat was good. It was fun for real. It was like we all family in there, so it was fun. Like I just said, we was gonna work with JC, The Fly, Glenn, Blueprint. We was up Headbangers, so we was getting great work. People was coming over to the gym. It was like camp was great, was great all leading up. But it's like the week of, it's emotions. You're emotional. You're like, all right, this is my pro debut. I got this and that. Plus, I ain't know who the dude was. We ain't had no film on him, no nothing. So we just preparing for anything.
Yeah.
So going into that too, at the weigh-in, it was kind of animosity. Like I guess he was overlooking me, but he was talking trash too. But to stay humble, I know I put in the work, so it was like time to showcase it the next day. So I got in there. I felt good. Like first backstage, I was nervous. I'm like, I'm trying to shake out. I'm like, man, I'm in the back. I'm looking in the front in the crowd. I see him up there. I see.
Now doing this, I'm like,
yeah. I'm like, oh man.
This.
I'm like, all right, it's time.
That man alive. I was like, I didn't think he saw me, but I'm standing up nervous because Suge's like right here, and she's doing. Then you could see what Suge was right there doing this. He's fine. Just stay relaxed. He's fine. Because I'm looking at him. I'm like, stay relaxed. You got this, dude, and just keep it. Matt, could you hear me screaming and holler?
I can hear you, the corner, and I can hear Frank. Frank was all the way at the top too, so I can hear all y'all. But it's like before I went out,
that's like, crazy.
But once I came out and I heard how many people was yelling for me, I'm like, I'm good. Like every time when I got closer to the ring, it was like my confidence got high. I'm like, we work for this, so it's time to go. Once a bell rang, I was like, yeah, it's time to go to work now. Like, once our first jab was thrown, I'm like, I ain't never day in the office.
There you go.
And that's what it looked like too. It looked like you was so comfortable. You look so comfortable in there, man. Honestly, your first fight looked like it was like your 5th or 6th fight. Like you was in rhythm. You didn't take you that I didn't see the jitters. You got right into rhythm and you just took that fight over from the first bell.
But let's really unpack this real quick. Like all the joking and stuff, stuff aside. I'm like, when you fought, like. You got a lot of guys that I know who have way more of an amateur background than him, who done fought international, a whole bunch of stuff that have said, wait, we ain't got no tape on the guy, we ain't fighting. We don't know him, we ain't got no amateur, we ain't got no tape on him. Like, give me a 0-9 guy, or give me a 1-7 guy. Like, these are conversations I've been in the room and heard. And matter of fact, I'll give you a story that I think I can tell. It was one fighter that a trainer called my dad and was like, you know what, we can't get the fight. We're going to take him to New Jersey against this guy who, at the time, I think he was 3-0, 4-0 from Jersey. And my dad's like, nah, you shouldn't. I don't think we should do that, because if you do that, he has no other choice but to knock this guy out because he's in his hometown. He could be stumbling, drooling, but if he can make it to the last bell, they're going to give it to him. And then you can mess up that fighter's confidence or whatever the case may be. So it's so many toss-ups with that situation. And the guy that he fought, I remember calling him at his seat, and I said, shit, this is one different kind of pro debut. Because sometimes how his second fight was supposed to be how the pro debut went. A lot of times it's a fight like that. It's a guy like that where, let's just get his feet wet. Because you remember I told you a story with Gene Milovinsky said the Mike Reed, Jared Hurd, DeMar Nicholson. He said it. I know y'all got over 100 amateur fights. All y'all done been in the ring thousands of times, but it's still the pros. First 3-4 pro fights is going to be easy work, ducks for y'all. But after that, because it's still the pros, still got to get used to the gloves and the pocket. Like, I'm hearing Gene and Ross say this. And he's like, then after that, I'm not throwing you in there to lose, but the competition's going to get better and better each time. But you're supposed to win, though. So when you get under the big lights, it's not. And then to have his pro debut be in the venue that it was, that's a lot of pressure, because you could look up and still see people. It ain't just, I see people. It's people. Like, oh, shit. So I saw the nervousness when you was in the curtain, and then I saw how, as the round went on, he got, like, once the first shot went on, everything, me and BINK was talking about, everything started to go to, all right, same reaction. Done this before. But the kid he was fighting came to win.
He ain't come to lay down.
He didn't come to lay down. The reason why...
And in turn made you look better.
Yes. And the reason why Trey beat him the way he beat him is because that kid didn't have the pedigree that you had. Because if that would have been anyone else in there that night, that kid wins. Because he was throwing his punches right. He was doing the right stuff. But the thing was, though, he only could go one way. Trey knows how to go both ways. He didn't know how to change his guard to, like, okay, Pound keep going for the rip and the whip. Each time, rip, whip. And because he was leaving it open. So, of course, Pound, rip, whip. It was there all night.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm telling you, it was there.
It was there all night.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I mean, yeah, because if you watch it, it was at certain points where you could see Trey like, this shit's still there. Like, and then, because you could see Trey go like this, like, giving him a different look. Oh, it's still there. And then he took some of the power, like, all right, I ain't gonna think I'm getting tired a little bit. Then you rip it again. Then you sit on it again. That pedigree that Pound had, and all right, I done sparred this guy, fought this guy in the amateurs, all this stuff. He had more skill sets to fall back on than that kid did. That kid was the perfect, like, if you want to turn a guy pro and his skill sets had to be certain, that kid's skill sets was right on point. But he's going to get somebody who you fought more like you had 4 or 5 fights already. Yeah. And it was that fight in turn, me and Bink was talking about it, will go further for you because it wasn't a war, but it was an intense pro debut. It wasn't like, it didn't take a lot out of you. It wasn't a war, but that was a fight that you supposed to be fighting like you 5-0 and the guy you fighting 7-2 or something. Yeah. That's the type of fight that was.
Definitely was. And big shouts out to Chris Glenn too. You was at that Saturday, that last spawn. He definitely got me ready. That work preparing me for that next Saturday. Like, the guy brought the same pressure, but he wasn't on a skill level, right? Mm-hmm. So it was like that work that we got in there with them. That was like pay-per-view work. He was right there.
That's why I came back into it and said, "Yo, man, Trey and Chris was in that joint work."
That was great work. He gave me great work every time he come down. So I appreciate him for that. He got me ready for that for sure. So when I got in there, I'm like, this dude ain't nowhere near Glenn. So I'm like, all right, yeah. It's nothing. It's easy type.
Right.
Still
shout out
humble,
Blue, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what was the vibes like after the fight? So get your hand raised and everything. What was the vibe? What was people telling
moment,
you?
Man,
that felt good. A lot of people was like, man, how many? It's your pro debut? I'm like, yeah. They like, dang, it look like you had like more than like 3 fights. Look like you been here before. Mm-hmm. And that's when I seen Fox and them. They was like, man, you look good. Like, you look good. Like, this was worth watching. Like, this could have been a fight down the line that you took. But you taking it as your pro debut, like, you look good. I'm like, man, appreciate it. Then I seen JR. He was like, man, I'm proud of you, boy.
Oh,
like,
yeah, coming down the stairs, man.
It ain't really hit, though. Like, it was like, dang, I just fought. Like, what? It didn't really hit until, like, the next day. I'm like, man, I just fought my pro debut on that level, on that venue. Like, I was blessed. And that's how I thank Jetta, too, for putting me on that card, too, as well. Because he ain't had to do it at all. So,
right.
Just giving me the opportunity to showcase that. Like, it meant a lot. So I knew I had to do my big one, especially my family, everybody coming out from out of town. I'm like, I gotta do it.
It was big.
I gotta do it now.
And they were right there. They were in front of you. His team, they were, and they were going up. And the thing was, though, I remember, I was like, I'll try to catch up to him when I get a chance. But I was like, I get to him. Maybe I'll stop by the gym or something. I didn't expect to see him when I was coming down the stairs. And Suge just happened to take that phone out, catch it that moment. And you could see how emotional I was, like, because Bink knows this, like, guys that I have a connection towards, it's not just me watching a fight anymore, because you want the best for them. Like, I don't even care if you lose. I don't give a shit. I just want you to do your thing, come out the ring safe, get as much money as you can out this thing with your marbles intact. But the way he performed, I cannot remember a Hillcrest fighter having a pro debut that intense and the fighter show up the way Pound showed up. That's why it was such a big deal for me. And like, to the point where I'm sitting there like this, and when the last bell went up, when it got to the third, and I was telling you, just let him walk in and stuff, just go ahead and milk the clock, it's over, you got this, and whatever. And he was close the show, and he was working. I think I didn't relax until, I want to say, 30 seconds left in the fourth. And I was like, all right, go ahead, milk the clock, let him walk in, and then close the show the last 20, 15, 10 seconds. He go back home, shoot that last rip, and whip, the bell rung, and literally Suge had to do this. He did good. It's okay, relax. I was like, I'm like this, shaking, like, all right, there we go. Everybody was I was so proud. I was more proud of him for that fight, because of the attributes that he showed, more so than this last fight. But like, be honest with you.
Did you go to the last one?
No, I didn't make it to the last one. I didn't make it. Like, but I done been to so many fights, cause I couldn't go because I ain't feel well. But I talked to him beforehand. But honestly, I'm more proud of him because of that. For like with Jared, some people always thought, like, of course, I love the Frank Galarza fight, but I remember the Rose War, the fight I'm most proud of him with Jared, for instance, another Hill Crush brother, is the George Armenta fight. Or with Frankie, that fight he fought later that night.
Yeah.
I'm more proud of him for that fight than a lot of his other fights. As good as he's always performed, he's looked better and better each fight. I'm more proud of him for that fight, because that guy could fight too.
Yeah,
the guy that Frankie fought came to get it. And I remember, I know I've seen that guy. I cannot remember what tournament or what I've seen that guy from, but I've seen that guy that Frankie fought. I don't know where though. But that dude, counter right hand was on point, and the way Frankie adjusted.
Yeah.
So it was just beautiful to watch how that kid came to fight. He put his hand in shot, and the kid knew at one point in time he was outgunned, but he would not lay down for you. And he still gave it all he got, even though he knew, damn, my skill sets ain't on his level, but damn it, I'm gonna stand tall. And he stood tall. I told Pine, get that boy number.
Yeah.
Because you may need him in another year or two. If they move that boy up right, he could call him, hey man, I got a big camp coming up. I need you to be one of the sparring partners. Straight like that, because that's the type of guy, that dude showed up. Shout out to that guy, man, for real.
Definitely did. He ain't laying down there. All our opponents ain't laying down. Even Jay opponent. Jay opponent came back with something like revenge. He like, I gotta get him now, and then it's for a belt. So I took my head off the J too. I'm like, man, it was all worth it. Like all this hard work was really worth it. Like you got a belt now. Like keep doing you, cause people gunning for you now. So it's like, keep leading the way you doing. Keep working harder, 10 times harder now. So.
Y'all definitely put on the show, man.
Yeah,
man.
Definitely put on the show. What's y'all relationship like in the gym?
We like family. We is family in there. So it's like, brothers for real in there playing around, joking. But when it's really time to train, get ready, we on each other back. Like, I'm talking about texting each other 6 o'clock in the morning. What's your weight looking like? You ran yet? Like we on each other next. Coach Nesso make sure we all in line and order.
Holding each other accountable.
Yeah, definitely. So it's definitely family in there for sure.
So what's up next for you? You have another date or something you eyeing up next?
We're in negotiation of another date, but right now we just in the gym staying ready. Yeah, working, staying ready.
For sure, man, for sure. So you know, pro debut success, second fight stoppage. Now you don't have something locked in, so like you're in the gym, but like when you get time to yourself, what are you doing? You know, outside of boxing,
chilling
in
the house, relaxing. That really take up all my time. So it's like when I'm not doing that, I gotta catch up on some rest.
Yeah,
sure
rest and recuperate.
I sleep well. Yeah, so it's like everybody, what you doing? You not outside? You ain't partying?
Hell no.
Can't like this. This right here, everything count right here. So it's I'm in the house chilling with around family, with a couple friends or on the game. But other than that, that's what I'm doing. If I'm not doing that, I'm in the gym.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So it's safe to say boxing is everything. Boxing is what you are 100%, 200% dedicated to. Nothing but boxing.
Most definitely. I don't got no choice. My father in my ear, and Nesto in my ear too.
Yeah.
You know how Nesto is.
Oh yeah.
In my ear, and then my father too. He makes sure he on me. Like if I'm not in the gym with Nesto, he in my ear everywhere. I'm waking up. You run yet? Like you this and that. Like it was got to a point in time. I'm like, he ain't even gonna have to tell me. I'm getting up. He coming down. I had to come in the room, wake you up. Just fully focused now. I'm professional, so I gotta be professional now. So that's just all with growing up, being mature. That's so call me. What you doing? I worked out. Dang, you ain't chilling? You supposed to rest. This a rest day.
Yeah.
I ain't got no time to chill. I'm trying to get that money. I'm trying to get that money, man. But yeah, definitely.
For sure.
We're maturing.
Do you have a set amount of fights you want to fight in a year period?
Yes, I do. But at the same time, I don't know how these fights been moving. I've been pro for what? 2 months, and I already had 2 fights.
You fought twice.
So it's like I don't know. I think by the end of the year, I should have about around like 6 fights.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
For sure.
That'd be real good, man. And your skill set, I think, the way you already started, you done catapulted yourself into a different, level, like echelon already. Yeah. So them fights are gonna get bigger and better for you. So I wouldn't be surprised if that phone ring, bling, 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 like, hey, we got an opportunity for, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely be waiting for that.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's the reason why I'm really in the gym hard like I am, cause them calls those calls can come once in a lifetime.
Yep.
So you gotta stay ready. Stay ready.
Lord, I already know who you heard that from, because I know who I heard that from. Our dads. Man, you gotta stay ready, man, because you don't know when you'll ever get that call.
Yeah, he was just talking to me about that. He was like, man, you gotta stay ready. He was like, you
Which
back
one?
in the gym. Wow,
Oh my God.
He said, man, he seen me in the gym. He was like, man, I'm proud of you, man. Like, you back already. Like, you just fought. I'm like, yeah. Like, you stand ready, stay ready. You keep working hard just like that. It's gonna pay off, man. I'm telling you. It's gonna pay off. So I definitely take that and instill that. I'm like, all right, I gotta keep going 10 times harder, especially since I got eyes on me, not even just in the area, but all across the world. You never know who watching.
Yep.
So you gotta stay on point. You cannot catch
Especially now with social media, it's different from when our dads fought. You know, when our dads fought, you know, you might have to, you know, send a spot, like you got a teammate in your gym, you get him to be in that other guy's campus and sparring, telling you, yeah, this guy don't be bull jiving, you know, he train hard or nah, man, this dude stay out late, whatever the case. These days, it could be a quick and then send it to whatever boxing reporter or whatever, and then you got social media. Like, even with this show, man, we was talking about the guy who wants to be on the show from England, Dan Marley. Like, you be like, from England, but guy who watches the show every week from Switzerland. I think So you never know who be watching. The only thing is, when you get the call, as long as it's the right opportunity, it ain't no rush thing, it's the right opponent, all that stuff. Then it all fall into place.
For sure. Let me ask you about your diet and like your training regimen. Cause I know some guys have trouble making weight. Do you have trouble making weight? And like, what is your diet like to make sure you stay on point for weight?
I ain't never trouble making weight. Nesto is a man with a plan when it comes to making weight. So I'm never worried about making weight. So it's like dieting is like, of course you eat right, but not even just eating right, rehydrating right. Make sure you drinking water, gallon a day or so. But everything goes smoothly with the dieting. You always supposed to stay in a good range of amount of weight to lose.
Walk around,
So dieting it go great. Of course you eat good. Never miss a meal. So that's how you know you cutting the weight right.
Doing it right. Yeah.
For sure. It's like when it come down to like that fight week, you ain't stressing. We ain't never stressing to lose the weight. It's just staying focused, tightening up on everything.
For sure.
Everything always goes smooth.
And that's a beautiful thing, because you got a lot of guys that bull job that. Quiet as his cabin is a lot of guys. But you know, it's definitely right. I'm like, yeah, bull job, whatever. But you know, it's that instead of keeping I gotta make this is my walk around, I don't go no further than that. I can get the weight off. They just go ahead. So I remember one real top fighter years and years ago when I was still a teenager. He at the barbershop eating a honey bun. Be like, man, don't you got like a such and such coming up? And he go, I get it off. Wound up coming in 2 ounces over. And couldn't get the 2 ounces off. Killed them.
Ain't that what happened to Sugar Wayne? His opponent came in overweight?
Well, I think
that's
so.
What
That's heartbreaking.
All of them came in overweight, man. Like,
what?
Like every single my opponent.
Yours too?
My opponent came in overweight. Oh.
Yeah, okay, cool. All right,
my opponent came overweight.
Good work, cameraman, for not sending that, not showing that off. All right, cool.
Shaquille opponent came overweight. Yeah. Mostly everybody on that card opponent came overweight. So it was, you tell where their professionality was at. So, man. Be professional. Be professional. Professional. That's how I was mainly saying. Like, it was a principle. Like, he came in with all the animosity. His coaches talking trash. I'm like, how you do that? Right? And you overweight, man. Like,
how much over was he?
4 pounds.
What? I'm thinking you about to say a couple ounces, 4 ounces.
Damn. It was over. It was like, I'm like, man.
So you didn't have to fight him because he came in overweight.
I didn't have to fight him at all. I could have been like, no, I'm not fighting.
Right.
And still would have.
Right.
Okay. That's what's up. That's a testament to you again. Being professional.
I'm like, man.
So that's why he came in that way. He came in that way because he knew he wasn't, whether he cheated himself or it was a short notice, and whatever the case may have been, but he knew he wasn't on par. And now you got to look at a guy across from you that's on weight and not bone dry. So now I gotta do something to see if I can get in this kid's head to make the fight easier for myself. Because if I get in his head, maybe I can get him to be erratic. And if I get him to be erratic, then I can maybe have it makes it more comfortable for me, this fight. Because if I go any of the way I'm going, I'm not going to be able to hold up for 4 rounds. That's probably why he did it. And he didn't. And I think that's why that first body shot he got hit with, he started to go backwards and he started to get to the ropes and he crumbled the way he crumbled. Because it was more so the body shots more than the head shots that really took everything from him. The head shot was just the icing on the cake. Body shots was really made him pull up and tuck and then curl over. You know, so that might have been it.
And I was getting behind him, because I ain't gonna lie, like the way he came, I'm like, I feel disrespected, but that's what I was like, man, it's good. Like you good. Don't let that get to you. Because I ain't gonna lie, it kind of did get to me for me. I'm like, all right, as a man, I ain't about to let no other man try to disrespect me like this way. I'm like, all right, this business, I gotta think of it. I make sure I get my money. I didn't train hard. I make sure I see you tomorrow. Like I was like, I see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I see you in 24 hours. Yeah, because you gotta see me in 24 hours. You can walk out this door.
Yeah.
I watch body language a lot, and when at the face off the weigh-in, we did that bullshit, and I watched your hand clench up. It clenched up. Then I saw relax.
Yeah, but then you saw him do this too.
The whole range of emotion went through. I saw your mind went through the whole range of emotion.
Did you also see Pound do this?
Yeah, all of that. I saw the body language.
Boy, I was like, oh,
the body language told me everything. That's why I sent you the message. Like, yeah, you was about to fire off on his ass. Like,
I don't think you was. I think you was going. I thought Trey was gonna do this. You know, we could do round 1 at this back room real
That's
quick.
What I'm
and
saying.
I can
like,
see you 24 hours from now too, right?
It flashed through your mind. Like, yeah, okay. But nah, I'm a professional at the same time. Yeah.
Definitely had to think of that real quick. I want to put hands on. There's gonna be a fight before and after. Like I was,
but you gotta, you know.
That's smart. That's smart though.
You already probably know this, but I'll just say it just for the viewers and the young fighters that's watching you and watch us or whatever. But you gotta also look at it like this. It's practice for when you get to the bigger press conferences and we gotta do press tours and all that other mess. Because when it's even more money on the line, when it's even more you gotta do, whatever, you gotta look at it like this. Like, okay, if I do this, they gonna try to strip me and my license, fine me, a whole bunch of mess. And really, the whole time the guy doing it, he just trying to get out of the fight because maybe he like to pay, but he know that I got something for him. He know that he might. It's only one of few ways he could get me, and those things are slim to none as it is.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, you know, you got to, because it's a lot of guys. You got to take it as, okay, well, did this at the lower level, so when I get to the high level, and that guy does this, I already know he just want to get out of it. Because now it's like what Evander Holyfield said, and my dad said, he was like, I got to see you in 24 hours anyway. What's all this conversating for? What's all this conversating for? You want to get out of this, but I'm not going to let you get out of this by trying to get at me because you got to see me in 24 hours. And you know you only got 2 chances of getting me. And that's only if I mess up or make this fundamental mistake or whatever. But besides that, on all across the board, you in every skill set, I beat you. You just want to find a way out.
Yeah, and
that's all.
That's similar to what happened at the weigh-ins for Caleb Plant and Benavidez. I ain't want to say that Caleb Plant was trying to pull out or nothing, but he pointed in his face. I know Benavidez wanted to foul off too, but it's like, I see you tomorrow. So it was just, you know, you real emotional and you want, I guess you want to prove yourself or boost your confidence or something. But that stuff, I can't tolerate that. I don't like that.
Put your hand. Yeah, that's I don't know how y'all do it, man. Much kudos. I know playing football, you disrespect me, I can go run straight through your face, man. But you know, y'all, you gotta have that kind of discipline where you can't, because y'all fuck the whole bag up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So then about you, you know, 2 professional fights in, 1 KO. What do you think is the most dangerous part of your game that you got right now?
Whip.
Yeah. I love my inside work. Like, I feel as though I need to work on it more, but I feel as though if I wanted to stay in the pocket, I could and be smart and break somebody down. But of course, you gotta come with different things in your arsenal. But I love like inside pocket work, being in the inside, because I love my body work. So like you said, the whip and come upstairs, and that's the bread and butter. So of course, I love the body shots, the liver shots, solar plexus. That's what I really depend on, like key on everything. So other than that, if I got a box, I can do that too. Try to outbox you, outskill you. But I definitely let the inside work for sure, though. That's really my That's my thing. That's what I think most dangerous.
I can see that. I can see that, and that's smart. Because I was talking to my girl the other day, and she talking about boxing, and we was watching the fight, and I said something about the body shot. She said, "Why don't they throw more punches to the body?" I said, "You know, I've asked fighters that. Like, why don't y'all like what happens? Like, you, I know you guys know like body work's important. You know, you hear Teddy Atlas say you chop the tree down from the base.
Yeah.
You know, but I guess when y'all get in the ring, what is it something that you caught up in the motion where you kind of get away from the body?
I don't know, cause in the gym, Coach Nessa, that's what he instilled from the jump. Stop from the body. So that's what he definitely do. I guess some fighters get antsy or hype once they connect a good shot. Well, I want to connect it again.
Right.
But when we in the gym, that's what Nessa says. Stop from the body. You're gonna break them down every time, man. It show.
Right.
It show.
Right.
You instilling the body work first. Tree gonna fall every time. Every time.
I think his best asset so far is his vision so far, because he knew his first pro fight, let me stay tight, and he never bull jived on it. He never dropped it. He never pulled it close. He never chased the pick. He never did, and he stayed disciplined with holding it here. His shifting to the body. Go ahead, nephew. Come on. His shift to the body. Beautiful, but I think also I can't wait to see as he gets 12 fights, 16 fights, and he starts to, you know how he shifted and he went rip, whip. Next thing you know, he goes rip, whip. The guy falls in those smothers and he starts to give him the control here, and then pulls his glove out the way, uppercut, hook rip. You know, things like that. Like as he starts to become more of a complete pro and things slow down even more, then he keeps staying in the shape that he's in and doesn't let himself get out of shape. And it's because it's easier to stay in shape now because you fighting every month, 4 rounders, every 2 months, things like that. But you start to see the testament to fighters when they start having to fight every 6 months, 8 months. Then they start falling off and doing certain things. He stays in the shape he's in. It's only gonna get better, and things start to become in slow motion. You see certain things even more. And then if he's already turning this, and what if he starts pulling that glove down, then shooting it, and then turn up, but then rip the body? All these different things. Like, all right, now I got a different variant. All these different things. But I love that when he saw things, he set it up, he took it, and he stayed disciplined to where he didn't get
overcommit to things.
Yeah, he didn't overcommit, and he didn't get cocky with it to where like, all right, I'm gonna start doing this. What everything stayed tight here. Everything was tight. He used the glove. That was one of the biggest thing. Was the biggest thing that he did was the smallest thing that people don't notice, which is a big deal. He had the gloves, and matter of fact, I'll show y'all. Hold up. Even though these are 16, but I can show y'all with these. So like. When you, cause there's, even though these are 16s, it's still the same parameters, like 8 ounces, because Adidas made their gloves like slim. So when he was in there with the first pro fight, you might see guys do this, right? Tighten up like this. The way I was always taught, and I saw him do this in his first pro fight, was he would catch, but he would also open up the glove and get the extra 2 inches and block. Everything was tight. And then pull, and then open, pull. That's a big deal, because you can have a guy like this, he catching, and next thing you know, you touch up top, hit his temple, and you like, you go to your butt. You land on your butt, like, man, I'm not even hurt. What the hell? Because the temple messed up your equilibrium. That was a big deal that he knew, okay, I'm wearing power locks. This is what I can get away with. All right, the glove is this wide. Okay, cool. I got a bar right here. He knew. I could tell how he was using the glove. He knew what he could do with the glove, what he couldn't do with the glove, what he could get away with the glove. He grinning because he knows what I'm talking about.
A lot of people don't see that, though. I'm glad you picked that. A lot of people don't see that. You got to use stuff to your advantage. Like, you got to be smart. You really got to be smart with the stuff that you use. So I knew that for sure, like, protecting. You can't just, like you said, get hit on top of the equilibrium. You be like, dang, how I fall off that? Like, it be the shots you don't see. For sure. So I knew coming in, this is my first fight, no headgear. I'm like, you can't get away with certain stuff you got away with in the amateurs, for sure. You gotta be on point on your defense. Got to. It's a big part with this pro defense. Not even the offense, but defense. For sure. But defense gonna set up the offense, if anything.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now, is that something that you're gonna stick with? I ain't saying this and get away from your defensive.
Mm.
But is it something, your first pro fight, you were really, really defensive conscious, but now moving on, you get more relaxed, you can maybe start risking things a little more, get more comfortable in it?
Oh, I don't think so. I think I gotta stay on point. Too many fights in the amateurs where I get to the corner and Nestor smack my head again, man. Keep your hands up, man. Like, so I know now. That's what I'm doing. I don't want to come to that corner and I get knocked on side of my head.
What?
Now that's what put you an 8 count.
The worst part is when you get it right when you turn and you say you go.
Yeah.
What's that for? Like, God dang.
Every time, and it's like you get mad. You're like, man, like what was that for? You're like, man, keep your hands up. So
Right.
for sure to stop that, I know for sure I'm hands up, hands tight. Still make sure you got your hand movement too, but hands gotta be up at all costs.
Yeah, for sure. So when you watching film or doing film study, who are some of the guys you watching?
I look at. Matter of fact, what's the name? Our stablemate, what's his name? Brody by the fight him. I look at Bruce.
Shu.
I look at Shushu. I look at who else can I say? I look at Keyshawn. I look at especially people around in the area for sure. People in our area. Who else can I say? I really try to look at fighters that I think I got a similar style to.
Yeah.
What names can I say? I'm not really trying to name the regular names. Of course. And I say, Gerald McCullough. I look at Gerald McCullough. With the body shots, for sure. For sure with the body shots.
God.
I look at Gerald McCullough.
Candy, bro? Can you get none of that candy?
Go ahead, I don't get it. Go on, Debo.
Go ahead, bro.
I look at him. I look at, who else? I'm trying to think of some names. Who else?
I got the guy you can watch.
Of course, Canelo. I like the way he fights too as well. Canelo. I look at Pretty Boy Floyd. I don't look at that Pretty Boy when he
was nasty.
Mix it up.
Nasty.
Everything. I'm telling you. I look at him. I look at what's some old fighters? In some way I look at Mark Johnson. I look at the certain stuff that he do. Some other fighters. They ain't really coming to mind right now, but those are main fighters. Those are main fighters that I really look at, especially Gerald McCullough now.
I got a guy you can go home and watch.
Who?
I'm about to mess people's heads up with this. I think I sent you the tape of this guy. He walked so Lomachenko could run. Orlando Canizales. The footwork and angles, oh my God. And I'm thinking of you because I'm like, oh my goodness, the way he shoots these body shots, he add even more footwork to it. It's gonna be dang, oh my gosh. But why? I'm gonna send you the tape of this guy. Orlando Canizales. That's a good guy that you could watch. What's another good guy I could tell you to watch? Carmen Basilio. No. No, I wouldn't give you Nicolino Loci. I try to give Nicolino Loci to everybody, but I wouldn't say Nicolino Loci. But
I like the Keyshawn Davis. I can see a lot of Keyshawn.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially
that's definitely somebody that I look at for sure.
Especially with how you been, like last time when I came to the gym, you was sparring, you was controlling distance, working on controlling distance. Especially with somebody like Johnny who's always trying to get in. But Orlando Canizales, Kevin Kelly, even though Kevin Kelly was southpaw, Kevin Kelly is a good guy to watch too. Junior Jones. Yours might not be just as long as Junior Jones, but close enough. Like Junior Jones, another good dude to watch too. When Junior Jones was on point, oh my God. But those guys definitely, those guys would be definitely good for you to watch. But when you picked Power Lock, because remember we talked to Scooter about this, he picked Reyes's. What made you pick Power Lock?
I like the way they feel, honestly. Like Everlast gloves, they feel great. Like they good condition. You gotta protect your hands. So
yeah, those your money makers.
They definitely feel good. And then like I said, like the gloves, the gloves real sharp. So when you punch and somebody gonna feel them for sure. So that's why. And plus I just love Everlast. So
what other gloves you done tried?
I done tried rival gloves. That's really about it. Everlast rival gloves. Of course, I spawn them in winter gloves too, but mainly refer from an Everlast for me.
You tried all the Everlast ones, like the MXs and the
Mm-hmm.
1910s, and yeah,
Telling you.
the 19s. I haven't tried 19s. I tried Power Lock. I have tried Power Lock, like, but my hands are just too little for Power Lock. But the MXs, I don't know how the hell motherfuckers wear them joints. Them joints hurt, dog. Like, I don't, man, like, not just hurt the guy, but hurt me too. Like, I never had knuckle. That was the first glove I ever wore when my knuckle actually hurt. I always had problems with my metacarpals on my knuckle. But when you put on the Power Locks, what was the first things you saw you could use using the Power Lock? Because first thing I ever saw was like the bar. You got a bar right here, the pick. Like with Reds is more flat, like, but with the Power Lock, you got the bar right there. It's a little bit more cushion right here on this part, and you can catch more. And I know it's like how Grant gloves go straight up now. Our Power Lock go out a little more, kind of like a U or like a V, just a little more space. And it got a little more of a rigid right here, where you could catch this way, catch this way, and catch this way.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like as far as like it's like a baseball mitt, so it was like me catching. That's why I started opening. When I seen I can really open it like that, that's why I was like. So it was like all that was like coming to my head. I'm like, all right, when we was in there hitting the mitts stuff, I'm just thinking, I'm like, all right, if he throw this, no, I can catch it. Move it to the side. If I want to pull now, I want to block my temple too as well. So it was like, I was thinking of all that stuff in the back. You know, I'm jittery too, so I'm just like, my mind rolling. I'm like, my mind rolling. So I was like, definitely, I was like, oh yeah, these definitely gonna be some gloves that I use.
Hey, shout out Makai Phillips, man.
Heck yeah, I was just about to say that, man.
He
shout
said,
out
Cuzzo, saying,
man.
throw the L shot. He said, we was talking about fighters need to watch. He said, watch Makai Phillips too. He a great fighter.
Yeah, that's my man. Shout out to Makai, man. That's my man.
And like, you know, but to watch that fight, I was watching the pay-per-view looking like, man, imagine like next thing you know, you got like how you got Council and all of them on there. How you got them on so many cards. Next thing you know, you got Snipe, all them guys that Council got on a card, and you also got all the guys from Hillcrest on a card too. That'll be crazy. Yeah, like I'm talking about like the PBC and them cards, like those big cards. I'm like, oh, and I could see that. But the way that you're coming along is a beautiful thing to watch. Just keep on doing that. Keep being nitpicky. Don't lose that. Keep being nitpicky on like, okay, with the gloves, or can I do this? Can I get away with that? Can I do this? Or if I try that, stay that way, because you'll always be able to learn something. Yeah. That would be the big thing. So now since you're officially now a young up and coming prospect, soon to be top prospect, we gotta ask you about some of the fights these past weekends. Did you get a chance to watch any of them?
Oh yeah, of course.
All right, so this guy over here, this dude.
Go ahead, man.
What?
Go ahead.
I ain't even say nothing yet. But what did you think about the Caleb and Benavidez fight?
I mean, it was a good fight, but I felt as though Benavidez, he did what he was supposed to do, even though he didn't get the stoppage, but he did what he was supposed to do. He took him to deep waters in the later rounds. He started to break Caleb Plant down. But I think Caleb Plant, he fought a whole lot more. Like he showed a whole lot of more aggression than he did in his previous fight. I mean, even with the Anthony Dirrell fight, of course that was a fight that he was supposed to win, but you seen like you starting to see a difference, like an edge in him now. Like he coming a little bit more aggressive. So for him to come that same way in the Benavidez fight too, that was good. But only thing I didn't really like about him is now he started to get tired. So it felt like he started to lay down, like he was just surviving. So I'm like, if he would have kept what he had in the beginning, kept it on, it would have been a way closer fight. But it was a good fight though. But Benavidez, he just took over. Yeah, he Benavidez. He that Mexican monster. So he ain't stop him, but he showed why he was a better fighter that night.
He is who he is, right?
You got him beating after that. After that performance, do you got him beating Cinnamon? Yes, sir. I'm going there. Matter of fact, I'm good. Matter of fact, since you like the Mexican monster. So you think? Yeah, I want both of them.
Let him answer real quick.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not sure.
Hell no.
I'm not sure, cause you know styles make fights, so I'm not really sure.
But
It
that
depends on how he
performance,
come.
I don't got it. That performance, if he performs that way, how Canelo like done took so many shots from so many different other guys, I don't got it happening, bro.
I think it'll be a war though. It's similar styles. You don't really see Canelo doing too much boxing.
He'll shift inside.
He trying to walk down too. So 2 big punches, it's a clash. I don't really know. It's who bring the best A game that night. So
I can
I'm
see
not
that.
sure.
And I don't really remember anybody really trying to walk down Canelo like fearlessly.
Right.
Fearlessly. So it'll be a good fight. And that could be either be good or bad for David. You know, you walk yourself into some big shit and the next thing you on the canvas. So I can't really call that fight. I think Canelo should edge out David, but I wouldn't be surprised if it go to a war and we might see something we never seen with Canelo.
Yeah, because you saying hoes and Canelo too, just as David Benavidez as well, especially with the Bivol fight. You saying that he going against a boxer. Every time Canelo go against a boxer, he had trouble.
He has trouble,
right.
especially if he has a commanding jab.
Right, exactly. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd love to see that fight though, but I'm not sure who.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you.
So, you think the Mexican monster wins if he fights Cinnamon? You know, because he's the Mexican monster.
I got it a 50-50 fight. Just which one of them show up.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Sabrina. I don't got it. Not with that performance.
That's one performance. What about the performance before?
But on the biggest, highest stage on Wolf, you can't afford that at that level.
What days you wake up and you don't feel good?
A lot of them, yo, you know that. Like a lot of them, y'all know that.
So it depends on who show up that particular day.
That is true.
He could have had bad schedule that day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I ain't think about it that deep, but yeah.
Canelo said his last performance, his hand was broke when his last loss.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
we find that out 3 weeks later. We don't know if it was an excuse or was it for real.
Right.
Yeah.
And they showing videos of him putting his glove on. He like, and they said, oh, his hand was really messed up.
Damn.
His tape could have just been pulling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't know.
Yeah, that is true. That's accurate. That's what I was saying. Like we never know until you get
I
the fight.
will say it's a reason that he's avoiding that man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's
That's a
like
tough
the
fight.
size. The size. This guy, like compared to Triple G, like I believe Triple G cracks like one punch harder. But when you dealing with, I always talk about it. When you got the bigger the guy, the smaller that window is for you to pivot out. That window, you know what I'm talking? When they commit to that right hand or that hook, that window under their arm, right there, that window gets a little, because now you got to step wider or get a little more under to really get out of there. And it's like they cutting it off so much. And Benavidez will make it he'll take up more space than it would be for Canelo to just slide off.
And then he young and hungry too. So
That's right.
that's another reason why I think he ducking and dodging for real. Some animal like that.
Right.
I'm not
He's
sure.
coming.
I love to see
David
that.
Benavidez is coming with that shit. He's coming. I feel like Triple G, dangerous puncher.
Yeah.
But he didn't attack Canelo fearlessly.
Right.
He had a certain respect for Canelo. I
Yeah,
feel
he
like
was
David ain't got
encountered,
respect
yeah.
for nothing that Canelo got.
At all.
He going to get him. So
At all.
that might be a pivotal point in the fight too.
So now let's go to this one. I'm gonna ask both of y'all. Loma and Devin got signed.
Go ahead.
I got Devin.
Me too.
Devin, he had the top of his pinnacle right now.
He
just
on
came
top
off
of his game.
2 great wins. He undisputed. His confidence through the roof. Through the roof. Then Lomachenko, ever since that Lopez fight, I think he ain't been the same.
He got his rhythm.
He on his way out the door for real. So
Mm-hmm.
Devin coming in young and hungry. He don't want to lose nothing. So I'm going with Devin for sure.
Yeah.
What you think, Benko?
I'm taking Devin for sure. I'm definitely gonna take Devin. As much as I love Lomachenko, man. I stand by Lomachenko, but like you said, he old, he on his way out. Devin is climbing, and Loma already reached that peak. You know, I still think Loma's a special talent. Did a lot for the sport, but Devin is just at a different. He in a different level right now, mentally, physically, everything. He's just there. He showed it twice, going over in Australia twice and did it. So I'm definitely taking Devin without a question.
All right, so now let's break down the tactics. Y'all know what I want to break down. I want to break down the tactical part first. Shout out to Covenant Outreach for mentioning another old fight that you could watch, Stevie Johnston.
Yeah.
That man wasn't nice. But tactical wise, we know Loma's, all of them 390. I think he had 400 amateur fight, or close to 400. I want to say his amateur record was. Come on, give me a second. 396. 300. Hold on, don't tell me yet. 396 and 1. The one loss was against the guy where a lot of people felt like he got robbed, and he beat the guy twice pretty bad. And one of the times was in the gold medal round, I think. Or was it the World Championships? I can't remember. But I think his record was 396 and 1. Am I right?
I'm about to pull it up.
It's either 396 or 397. If it's either 96, 97 or 297 or 397 or 396. You were gonna like, why you remember that? I know, right? And then you give it this like, why you remember that shit?
Yo, boy.
Oh God, man. But Loma, he's catching up to him a little bit.
96 wins, 1 loss.
You know it.
But look,
you know it.
And then let's say with that loss, avenged twice. He ain't go back and get him once. He avenged him twice.
Yes, and one of them was in the gold. Was in the medal. I know it was in the medal round. I'm not sure if it was. I want to say it was either the World Championships or the Olympics where he beat him. But when it comes to skill set wise, is Loma getting old? Yeah, like it comes with the territory. But we all know that Devin's gonna use his jab way better than Teofimo did. We already know that. But at the same time, what if that old man turns it on after round 7? Remember what he did with Teofimo? Like when the shoulder was messed up and it took him a while to get adjusted to Teofimo's size and his strength and speed spinning out. And then after he got adjusted and he finally got through the shoulder pain, he started pivoting and sliding around him. The jab is going to be consistent from Devin. We already know this. It's a piston jab. It's coming. We know this. But Devin sometimes is a little, not the best coordinated guy. Sometimes he's a little stiff when he's in the Philly Shield. Sometimes he's a little stiff. Where if Loma starts, boom, and he gets around it. Well, if you start seeing the jab, he gonna get touched by it, because that jab that Devin throws, you gonna get hit by it sooner or later. I don't care who you is. Yeah, like you want to. The whole thing is like what Joe Frazier said when he fought Ali. He said, "Get by that jab." That was my whole thing. But I mean, I ain't get by all. He lumped me up with some of it because he dealing with somebody who's on a certain level where it's just gonna be that way. But do you want to take 25% or 100% of them, basically? But when he starts to, Southpaw, I gotta remember. So he all of a sudden now, Loma, bop, and he goes here. How does Devin handle that? Because when you go here, and I know you probably know from dealing with Johnny, because I done sparred Johnny. It's like that knee lock up, and that knee hits. Yeah. You got nowhere to go. And then Loma does that little thing when he goes like this and ta-ta-ta-ta, or pulls the glove or whatever. Is Devin gonna go and pull up and down and then just try to slide? Because if he doesn't have that space, he has to do that before the space gets closed in. And if he doesn't, he has no other choice but to punch and get his way out and use his faster hands to get out of that space.
Yeah, that definitely is Devin Haney, slick as southpaw. He's going to face. He's going to face. So I say that it's gonna be hard for Lomachenko to get past the jab, though. For sure, I think he's gonna keep him. He's gonna keep him at bay. So if he can't get past the jab,
non-stop,
he gonna sit there and do that all night. He's not trying to knock him out. He's not trying to stop him. As long as that he dominate the whole fight, he's gonna do that all night.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's a good point, though. Lomachenko is definitely multi-dimensional. He got way more dimensions than Devin got. But like you said too, I'm banking on Devin's athleticism and where he's at mentally right now to just. Mm-hmm. And then him and his father, they said they've been wanting and preparing for Loma for years since 2019. They've been preparing for Loma.
Yeah, if you have any sense,
for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they've watched a lot of Lomachenko. They've put themselves already in different situations against Lomachenko, things that they may see. I think that's something they got in their corner. Lomachenko ain't thinking about Devin. He ain't worried about Devin. They didn't want to fight Devin. They was going to duck him. So I highly doubt Devin Haney was on Lomachenko's mind like Lomachenko was on Devin's mind. It's been on Devin's mind. So I think that might be a little edge bringing to the fight where Devin takes over a little bit and maybe shocks Lomachenko.
The length is the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
The length is the thing. But Who was the last guy that Loma fought that had the length?
Richard
and he
Comey
had-
in Nakatani.
Not even close. Not even
Who?
the guy I'm thinking about.
Who?
Because I'm thinking about had the length, the hand speed and the foot speed similar to Devin. Y'all gotta know this.
Who you talking about?
Jorge Linares.
Oh, Linares.
You
said similar to
same
Devin.
length, same. No. What I mean is length. Both got footwork. Both got footwork. Both got good speed. Both got good speed. And that gave even Luke Campbell length. Not as fast as Devin, but sharp, very sharp. Feet not as slick as Devin's or fast as Devin's, but more than a world-class footwork though. Still know how to move around the ring and know why he's doing it. So still, both those two guys, Luke Campbell and Jorge Linares, even though it was a bigger weight class, he had trouble with that length. He had trouble with that speed. He had trouble with it. He figured it out later on. But I don't got him figuring it out with Devin at a certain point.
And he can't start too late.
There you go.
As the rounds go,
that's the thing.
The confidence for Devin gonna get higher and higher. So he cannot start too late at all. He got hit the ground running. First round. So
now let me ask you, Bink.
Even in his last fight against Jermaine Ortiz, though, like Jermaine Ortiz wasn't a lengthy guy; he was a bigger guy.
Yeah,
and Devin is a bigger guy. He's gotten bigger.
Yeah.
And even Devin said in the press conference yesterday, he said, "We'll see, but maybe I might walk Loma down."
So the other thing I want to ask you is that not just with the length. Let's go to giving pointers to Loma for a second. We already know that jab is fast, accurate, and consistent, and it's piston. But the one thing I don't see Devin do, he don't never change his rhythm on the jab. He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't change the rhythm on it. He doesn't add change the speed on it. Like, I'm pretty sure you probably heard hard work or Uncle Nestle say, well, not everything got to be hard, or you like Charlo. I like his jab, but Devin's slick enough to where like he throws a piston jab just like Charlo, and then like boom, 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 whatever. But I don't never see Devin pop, pop, go up under it with the stick. Like, pull glove, pop, shoot it from here. Like the jab is one of the only young fighters. The jab is the only punch you can throw at any angle. It does not matter. You have a target, and it doesn't have to hit the face. You can hit his hand, you can hit his collarbone, you can hit the top of his head gig, you can hit any of those things and cause problems. But with a guy like, especially at that level, a guy like Loma, I don't care how old he is, damn it, all it takes is a moment to snap out of something and pivot out on a guy or whatever.
Yeah.
What if he don't change the speed on that jab and all of a sudden Loma just picks up on it, grabs his glove or knocks it down, next thing you know, he's right where he wants to be. Or he lets Devin commit and he steps this side and pop, man, start over here, pop, and Devin gets stuck. Pulling.
Yeah.
We'll see. But like you said earlier about your combinations, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ain't anybody got by Devin's basic ass jab yet. He been punishing folks with a basic ass jab, a fundamental ass jab. So who's to say that that ain't in
From
his
the
toolbox?
same angle.
From the same angle. Who's saying that's not in his toolbox already? He just ain't had to take that tool out yet. He don't need that wrench yet.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna sleep on Lomachenko though. He a vet, so I know for sure Devin gotta be alert at all times. Cause at times you can see in certain fights he get lackadaisical. So he cannot get lackadaisical in this fight at all. So
definitely
he gotta be on point. Especially fighting a vet like that. I know he can he on his way out the door, but them vets, they always got something up their sleeve.
Crafty, man. And Loma's definitely a crafty dude, man.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about Chris Colbert and El Rayo?
I think if anything, that fight should have been a draw. If not a draw, I think the other guy edged it out a little bit.
El Rayo.
But Chris Colbert, I mean, he shows skill, but he showed that he should stay at 30.
Yeah.
I think he should stay at 130.
Right.
But I think it could have edged over to the other guy. I don't want to say that. Yeah, it played in Chris Colbert's favor because he was the bigger guy, the bigger fighter. It's not physically, but like as far as like known wise, he was the bigger fighter. But I think it could have edged out to the other guy.
That's how I had him. I had El Rayo taking that fight, not by a huge margin, but definitely not unanimous decision for Chris Colbert.
Yeah.
Unanimous for Chris Colbert after getting knocked down in the first round, getting walked around the ring. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. What you feel about that fight, man? Colbert and El Rayo, Jose Valenzuela.
I think Colbert squeaked it though.
You think he squeaked it?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why.
I was listening to Sean Porter and them talking. I don't agree.
I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna see what y'all think. And I already know he gonna disagree with because he more like El Rayo.
Judah and them said the same thing. I don't agree, but
so he squeaked it because first I'm getting tired of these fighters thinking because they knocked the guy down that they won the fight. Like I done seen so many guys that they drop a guy. That's one of the things that I appreciated about your pro debut. You started landing so you ain't get complacent.
Right.
These guys get complacent. They get one big knockdown and they hurt the guy. They think they won the fight and they let off the gas. Like I'm not saying like, okay, still go punch yourself out or nothing. But I'm saying like, you mean to tell me you got this guy where you want him? And you don't make sure you leave it. You make sure these judges know. Like, man, you know what card you fighting on.
Right.
You know what place you fighting at. And you can't do that. You can't leave the... When you fight guys like that, and you had him hurt like that, he was hurting, buzzing Chris. All night he was buzzing him. But after he started buzzing, he would not follow up. And he will allow Chris to pity-pat his way back to getting stuff under control. And not just that, but Chris will pity-pat and then drop some hard and bite down and then stand right there toe-to-toe with them. And then bang, bang, and then you can see him biting down trying to get the shots back. If you look at that, you'll say, okay, I could give it by 1 point to Chris. He came back and fought him hard and got the shots off. So it's like, okay, I got the shots off. So then, if that's the case, you let him steal the fight from you then. You let him take it from you.
Mm-hmm.
Cause then it makes it a little worse. Okay, you buzzed him. You continue to, every time you hit him, you buzzed him. Why didn't you put the gas on this guy?
Yeah.
What was he hitting you with to make you second guess?
Right. And then another reason why I thought that too, cause when you looking at Chris Colbert in his previous fights, you seeing him at his top. You seeing him just straight
smash. Oh my God! I'm telling you,
like mix it up with dudes. So it was like seeing this fight coming off a big loss like that. I didn't see the same Chris Colbert that you usually see in all this fight. So
yeah,
that's another reason why I was like, I don't really know. But that guy, he brought the fight to him for sure.
Yes, he hurt El Rayo hurt him bad and stunned him all night.
Yeah.
But at certain spots throughout rounds, he forced El Rayo to go back. He forced him backwards, and it made it look worse when he would land shots on Rayo. Rayo just fend it and go straight back. He wouldn't just pull reset or whatever. He wouldn't sit there. And in my opinion, if you have a guy that hurt, you supposed to make sure that you leave no doubt because you know how these judges can be. I'm not saying that you can't give it to El Rayo. I'm not saying you can't give it to Lightning. I'm not. What I'm saying is that El Rayo messed up his own gift with the knockdown because you know how fickle these judges, you know how fickle they can be. These judges can easily look at a guy and be like, oh, well, he's running all night. He's not standing his ground. I'm not giving him the round. He ran like you got some guys that'll sit there, they'll take the round away. As you go further, I'm like, all right, he got to stand his ground. He outboxing the guy, but at a certain point, he got to stand his ground and fight. And they take the round away. So then it's like, okay, at that point, like for instance, I'll give you an example. Danny Garcia against Lamont Peterson. Lamont outboxing him the first 5 rounds. Moving, touch and turn him. Then what he do from rounds, I want to say 7 through 12. No, I'm sorry, it's like 8 through 12. Started walking him down, started sitting on that stuff.
Yeah.
Something nasty. And it left no doubt in a sense. He didn't leave no doubt. You buzzing him. He's surviving, but you buzzing him every time throughout the round. You okay, Sabrina? Like you buzzing him throughout the round 2 and 3 times. Why aren't you following up? And then allowing him to get shots back. And he's the better boxer than you, so he's gonna take it back to the amateurs and pity pack, get his stops off, and then sit on something hard. That made it worse.
Yeah.
Pulling this shit up right now.
Where you going to box record? Not box record, but punch that. Here we go with the bullshit.
Ain't no bullshit. It ain't bullshit. Tell the story to fight.
Oh, what?
It's a rare occasion. God. It's a rare occasion when somebody lands less punches and wins the fight. Tell me.
Okay.
Tell me. So, out of 10 fights, hold on, stop. Out of 10 fights.
Here's somebody know.
How many times out of those 10 fights does somebody throw less punches, land less punches, and wins the fight?
Okay.
You do got a point though.
Okay, cool. How many times have me and you been in there throughout our careers with guys that are bigger than us, and you could touch them, they land, but they land that one. Ain't got to be flush, but they the bigger guy. They ain't gonna throw 8 and 5 and 8 punch combinations like us. They only gonna throw 2s and maybe 4s every now.
Right. So how do they judge the fight based off what?
It depends on the judge.
But generally speaking, what do judges base the fight off of? What kind of punches?
Don't even start that, because you know how some judges are.
Okay, that's the whole part. That's the whole problem in boxing, though. That's a huge part of the. I'm sorry, cousin. That's a huge part. That's a huge part of the problem in boxing. These damn judges. There's no consensus where everybody sticks to the same judging system. That needs to be fixed. That's another huge.
Kenichi.
That's another huge part. So I'm looking at the punch stats right now. Hold on, stop. I'm looking at the punch stats right now. Total punches, body punches landed. Colbert landed 15 to Valenzuela's 35.
You can play with it up here. Come on.
Total jabs to the body, Colbert landed 1 to Valenzuela's 5. And total power punches to the body landed, Colbert landed 14 to Valenzuela's 30. That's just body shots. So you gonna tell me in those exchanges, Valenzuela wasn't winning those exchanges and wasn't winning over the judges?
So go ahead, brother.
That's one thing that you did say. Judges do need to come to agreement on how things are to be scored. Some judges scored off of who throw the most punches. Some scored off of who throw the most effective. Effective. So it's like it's off of, like you said, it's off the judge. But how these judges were scoring, he definitely was winning when it come to those flurries and those. We sitting down record. He threw more punches. People probably say Chris Colbert probably landed some effective, but as you can see, he won the flurry every time.
Effective, but it never stopped Valenzuela from coming forward. Right. It never changed the fight.
Yeah.
So if I'm judging that fight, we can argue about this shit for hours, man. We can go for hours.
No, I'm not saying that this what you're saying is not null and void or some shit. Like, I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is that I understand for instance, I'll give you an example, and I hate to use this fight. I really, really freaking do. But Leonard Hagler, who landed the harder, more punishing shots that night? Even though Ray could sit on his shit, and Ray was sitting on some stuff, but he was flurrying most of the time. Who landed the harder shots that night?
Hagler.
Exactly. And what did Ray admit years later? Man, it was like a tire iron hitting me. I was ready to quit around round 10. Round 11, I was ready to call it. But what did the judges feel? Ray, the whole night was flurrying. He'll sit down on, he'll say he would throw a 5-punch combination. The last 2 would be hard. Like, you would hear it. Oh, snap.
I tore the studio down trying to get that ginger.
Hey, the commitment. The commitment. Hell nah. But you can't sit there and just say, BINK, that, because if it's Benavidez against Canelo, guess what? Canelo probably might fight like Cobra. He's going to keep him turning all night and then land some hard stuff and then go on the inside just like Chris did. But what I'm saying is, I understand if somebody gave it to Chris by 1 point.
Somebody
you acting
not
like
unanimous.
I said. You acting like
not
I
unanimous.
said.
Not unanimous.
No, not unanimous.
That's
no.
blasphemy.
I'm not saying
That's what
unanimous.
It was. Unanimous decision
I know
for Chris
that,
Colbert.
but I'm not saying I agree with the unanimous part. But what I'm saying is, I get it. Because you're going to have them judges that's going to say, well, guess what? Oh, what, you thought you won because you got a knockdown? Nah, man, you still got to finish this whole thing off.
I'm tired of you damn judges, man.
Hey, unanimous. That's what I was like. Nah, I don't know about that. Like,
even if it's unanimous by 1 point, like, it wasn't no crazy ass card like 6 points 1 point, 10 points another way, 2 points another way.
I had to go back and watch the fight like 2 or 3 more times, and then I come back and talk about it again. But the way I feel right now after watching it one time,
you seem upset, sir.
Yeah, I am. I ain't gonna lie. I was upset. I was very upset.
Man, you know what I'm tight about? I'm mad I ain't bet no money on that Caleb fight. Because I told everybody he was on. Nah, he making it past 6. And they had the betting line that he was, one of the betting lines was that he was going to get knocked out by round 9.
That's what a lot of people thought too. A lot of people thought he was going to get stopped. I was like, it could go either way. I don't know.
Oh, my God. I swear for God, I was so mad. I was like, man, how much money I could have made off of him. Man, I would have put everything on that he was going to make it past 9.
I know a lot of people was sick that joint went to decision. A lot of people. I lost money too as well.
Yeah, man. We got some news in boxing. One of Floyd Mayweather's personal assistants had just passed away. Her name was Kenichi. She just passed away. So I guess terrible news for the sport of boxing. We send our condolences.
Yeah.
And may you rest in peace. May you rest in peace, man. But I gotta get ready to rap because I gotta go pick up my son from school. Can't have him sitting at the bus stop by himself. Where my daddy at? Where my daddy at?
Well, we got enough at 2:30?
Nah, I gotta get ready.
Damn. I tried, y'all. Y'all see, I tried. You know but you gotta get my nephew. But once again, I say, I tip my hat to you, Trey, man. You a bad boy, man. You did damn well. What's this bag you got with you?
Oh yeah, these matter of fact, these the gloves for my second pro fight.
Oh, what?
I wanted y'all to have them.
Oh, nah, he already got gloves. He got gloves from Brody. Nah. He's mine. He's mine. Oh,
just for the for the memory. Oh yeah, I got to sign them joints for y'all, but just for y'all to have, so y'all know they gonna be worth something.
For sure, 100%.
I'm gonna work out in them at least once.
Yeah. Do you feel them joints? Them joints feel good, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Them joints feel great.
But you see how? But this is exactly what I was talking about. You see how you go from here and open it up and pull. Yeah. You needed to instead of being here.
Right.
Yeah, man. But man, you stay on the way. You know, me and BINK always here. You know, me and you always talk. I'm always here. You ever need to talk about anything in or out of the ring. Oh, yeah. And once again, man, I'm proud of you, man. You do Hillcrest Bloodline, proud, man. You do that last name of yours, damn proud, man.
Appreciate it, man.
Well done.
I tip my head off to him too. I be on Instagram saying he be doing that work.
Yeah,
man, this man be on top buildings, everything.
Oh yeah,
he ain't scared of nothing.
Man,
he ain't scared of nothing.
Man, this shit crazy, man, for sure. But I'm trying to get out of that, and be doing this full time, hanging around the fighters and boxing and talking this stuff with Junior, man. But anything you like to say, any shout outs you like to give before we run out of here today?
Man, I just appreciate everybody who been supporting me, keep supporting me. I'm gonna fight for y'all. And just thank everybody who been on the journey with me.
Yeah.
Gonna go up, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, we definitely appreciate you coming back to the studio. I finally got a chance to rock out with you in the studio. That's love. That's love. And anything you want to say, Junior?
Hillcrest Bloodline, stand up and tip your hats to this guy, man. Next generation coming up, man. If you know anything about his bloodline, how they coming up and how he came up, I'm proud of him, man. I'm proud of this, man. It's good to see this. And it's good that I'm about to come back home and be home with Dad, back where I belong at Hillcrest and be able to be in the gym with y'all, man.
Mm-hmm.
Till next time, y'all.
Indeed, man. So, guys, if you like what you saw, make sure you guys tune in to Slipping Kinda Podcast on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We'll be back with you guys next week.
Shout out El Paso, Route 1, Big Roy.
Oh, I got to go talk to Roy today,
Big Roy.
Yeah, I might go meet up with Roy today. So, shout out to Big Roy, El Paso, Route 1. Check them out. What's up?
Oh, and the Tighten Up Barbershop.
We gotta set that up. We gotta
set that one up.
Set that up, man. We gotta get them in here or something so we can really lock that in.
Heck yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for rocking in the chat. We back with you guys next week.
Heck yeah. Charmed by Shay. Shout out Bits. Big Shug. I'm coming home.